Alright guys, today I'm going to show you how I make my apple blueberry brown Betty. So first thing we're going to do is chop up 4 apples. I'm using Pink Lady apples. You can use whatever apples you like. You can peel these if you want to. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to use my apple cutter to decore them, and I'm going to chop them up into pieces, relatively 1 to 2 inch pieces. After we've chopped those up and add them to a bowl, we're going to add 2 cups of blueberries. I'm using wild blueberries just because I really like the taste and texture of them. And they're frozen. You can use fresh or frozen. Now to our fruit mixture, we're going to zest and juice a lemon. Then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of flour. And I have a half a teaspoon of cinnamon, a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, and 1/8 teaspoon of cardamom here. I'm going to dump that in and mix it around. Then we're going to drizzle over 5 tablespoons of melted vegan butter. Go ahead and mix that again. Then we're going to add in 1/3 cup of sugar. I am using coconut sugar today. Mix it together one more time. Now we're going to start working on the crumb layers. So you can go about this a couple of different ways. I'm going to be using just these sourdough breadcrumbs. I'm using 1.5 cups here. Just make sure they're not seasoned. And then to this, I'm going to be adding the same amount of seasonings that I did for the other one. We've got 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, and 1/8 teaspoon of cardamom. Go ahead and mix that around. Now we're going to be adding a good amount of sugar to this. I'm using 1/2 cup of packed brown sugar and then 1/2 cup of coconut sugar. You can use regular granulated sugar, and the brown sugar I'm using is an erythritol brown sugar, but you can use whichever one you would prefer. We're going to go ahead and mix that up. And then last but not least, we're going to add another 5 tablespoons of melted butter and mix that well. All right, and that is what it's looking like. Now you're going to want a casserole dish. Mine is an 8 by 11. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to spray it with a little bit of oil first, just some spray oil. And then we're going to layer our fruit and our crumble mixture. You're going to want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So the spray oil I'm using is just an avocado oil spray. You can use whichever one you'd like. So basically we're going to put half of our mixture on, or half of our fruit mixture in, and then half of our crumble mixture, then the last half of our fruit, then the last half of our crumble. All right, just like that. All right, now time for our last 2 layers. All right, and it is all ready to go in the oven. We're going to bake it for about 40 minutes. Goodbye, little brown Betty. All right, guys, it's been about 40 minutes. Go ahead and pull it out. You want the top to be browned. You want bubbly juices happening on the sides. And she is done. So now we gotta wait till this cools, unfortunately, and then we will scoop out some and serve it with some vegan ice cream. All right, and let's scoop into this bad boy. Just look at how good that looks. Oh my goodness. All right, and there it is, you guys. So good, and it's so much, it's like such a different texture to having like a traditional crumble. So I hope you guys give this one a try. Enjoy.